How's it going, Shot?
I don't know anymore. How are you doing?
I'm good. Ah,
Mhm.
I saw drama last night.
What do you mean?
So I was throwing out the trash and the my deli next door that's no longer a deli got busted by the cops.
The one that they turned it into like a little gentleman's
Yeah,
club?
straight up. Yo,
Oh man, I've been thinking about that place for a while.
real talk. They like I was throwing out the trash and first we got a delivery for like our groceries.
Mhm.
And Gabby's standing by the door so I could bring everything in. And she's like, yo, I noticed somebody kind of like rush out kind of funny from next door. And I was like, okay. So like, all right, whatever. I'm boxing up everything and I go out like 10 minutes later to throw out the trash. And there's like 3 cops standing by, escorting everybody out. First of all, I know it was this popping. When I tell you 40 fucking people left this deli, yo, that shit was lit, Shop. 40 people was popping in this deli.
Oh my god.
That shit was crazy. And like the 2 deli owners, the guys that own the place, they're
Mhm.
like friends with my dad. Like they're that old.
Right.
Like the main dude, like after he bought the deli for like a year, and like I'm shopping there regularly. My dad lives on the other side of the block.
Mhm.
So he doesn't come there often. So like my dad walks in with me one day, he's helping me out at my crib. Turns out they grew up together. So like
Oh.
they're like the same, like a year apart from the same town in DR. So like he's not a young dude,
Mhm.
is what I'm getting at. Everybody that got escorted out, 30 under. Like this was the spot. I like, yo, you for real, like turned this into a club. And I'm talking initially, I thought it was like a sports gambling kind of
Yeah, I
vibe
thought
with
it was
guys.
mostly like older men who just needed a place to like watch sports and talk shit.
Nah, this was date night, my G. This was popping, yo. Yo, I'm like, yo, Gabby, I fucked up. I never took you. Real talk. I saw nothing but couples walking out this bodega. Yo, booed up getting tickets from 5-0. Like, here you go, enjoy that. and the dudes is continuing the romance. They walking out like, don't worry, but I got that for you, shorty. Like, I'm gonna pay your ticket. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
Insane. They escorted the whole joint out at like 10:30.
Oh man.
But straight up, everybody got out, everybody got a ticket. And the cop was like, yo, I'm driving by here all the time. I don't care. But you got 2 dudes in front holding the bottle. Like, I gotta come over.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He's like,
Yeah.
you keep it inside. I don't give a shit. He's like, you're not bothering me. You're not
Uh-huh.
bothering anybody. But like 2 of your people were holding Heinekens in front of the bodega. Like someone's gonna say something. So I gotta, when I drive by, I can't not come in.
Right.
So they gave everybody tickets. They shut it down for the night. And my pops, he told me, he's like, I'm gonna go over there this morning and see what's up. Because those my dudes. But I gotta know the gossip. I gotta know what happened. He's like, they gonna get shut down. He's like, I wanna know. But he was hyped as hell. He's like, I was calling him at 11:30, and my pops be in bed at 9. So I come up. He said, why you calling me? I said, the bodega next door. He said, the bodega next door closed. He's like, yeah. Like they turned that shit into a real bar. He's like, yo, that's crazy. So like the whole night, the whole block is just talking about it, and like the story kept escalating. So like at 1 a.m., the dude next door is like, yo, you know, they had a machine in the back so you could gamble. They're like, they got casino machines. They got a whole row of casino machines in the back. And like a part of me was like, I'm really impressed with this owner.
Right.
Part of me was like, yo, I really got to go into the spot more often. Like,
right.
Cause like I had stopped going because like I wanted my kids to be like, yo, like this ain't your spot anymore. Like environment wise, like I hope it rocks, but you guys are too young to be in that kind of space. So I started sending them across the street to the still bodega.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I was like, I'll go there too so you can see I'm not just saying it.
Mm-hmm.
But this was like, it wasn't that wild. I want to say it's been 4 months since I've gone into the deli and in the evening.
Right.
And I didn't think that was long enough to transform a bodega into a bar and casino. But apparently,
I mean, that's long enough. Also, no, I feel like you told me about this happening. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since they decided to just go full on like tall top tables and and
Yo,
TVs on different sporting things. But so all right, so now my question is, if it's been a club, all right, so it's been like 4 months since you've been in there
yeah, in the evening,
for
like to
bodega
buy anything.
business,
Yeah, exactly.
and it still looked bodega-ish at that time.
Yes. So, admittedly, a bad bodega.
Yeah,
Like,
no, not good. No,
yeah,
everything's expired.
real talk.
Nothing's been replenished. Everything's covered
Yo,
in dust.
the
Yes.
rice was moving. It was crazy shit. Like, I went in there looking because I'm like, y'all ain't even trying to pretend no more. Like, none of
Right,
this shit makes sense. Dude, the Gatorades, the color they and match the flavor they was
right,
pretending to be. Wow. Like, I was like, yo, I can't buy nothing in here. That's why
right.
that was the main reason I stopped sending Aiden in there. Because I
Mhm.
was like, yo, like a part of me, like initially, I was like, I want Aiden to kind of see man environment a little bit. So I
Right.
was like, during the daytime, go in there if it's something like this.
Mhm.
Like you're buying like a Gatorade or a chip, not because it's the right space, because I want you to know how to manage those spaces.
Right.
But I had to stop doing it because like Aiden don't check expiration dates.
Oh,
Like I send
no.
that dude to buy some shit. I'm like, yo, homie, this is older than you. Like
Right.
you know what I mean? Like what do you did you not see the thing? Like he like, yeah, I looked at the label. I was like, yo, but like it's falling apart. Like, how long you think this has been in the store? And then I gotta have that shitty convo with the guy, like, yo, I gotta return this, but my son bought it. He's like, why you returning it? I'm like, you see it, right? Like
Like, come on, buddy.
you know what we doing here. Come on, man. I ain't say nothing about what you do. I don't care, but I can't be wasting my money on this, homie. But straight up, like but when I went in there, it still looked like they
Mhm.
were pretending to be a bodega. And
Okay.
during the day, it has more bodega vibes. Like
Right.
when I go in there, it was usually like I just finished throwing out the trash. So like I'll grab a water
Mhm.
or like Gabby will want like like a toasted bagel or something.
Right.
But like little by little, I stopped going there. I started going across the street.
Mhm.
Um, the main benefit is literally like the building next door to me. So like in a rush, like the main reason he gets business is because like when I'm cleaning in front or throwing out the trash, they're usually doing the same.
Mhm.
So like I could yell my order to the guy and not even go into the store. But like the more I went into the store, I was like, yo, this is getting out of hand, my G.
Right.
But straight up, I'm throwing out the trash. Like I started at like 9:45, and like I saw solid couples walking out hand in hand, and like not even mad at the ticket, mad that the party was done. Like y'all
So,
pay this and go back
where
inside if you let
was
us.
this happening in the building?
So first, like they had shit that like converts. So like they had TVs that flip
Oh, no.
straight up. They had TVs that flip. Then the back wall is all like the cardboard boxes for potato chips.
Right.
And that shit slides and you could play the casino games.
I
Shit crazy. And then they keep the beers in a separate fridge back there. So they got like the beers they sell to the public
Mhm.
in the front two fridges. Then
Mhm.
they got like real freezers, like in the back, with like
Okay.
50 cases of beer.
Oh
And
my
like
god.
that's where like they do the numbers. Like, yeah, you go in there, you at a bar. Like we get whatever you want and a lot of it. Like it
Holy
is different.
crap.
Okay, and it makes and I was my dad was like, he's like, yeah, he's like, I only reason I went in there was because it stopped making sense. He's like, I'd be hanging out with you or doing something at your house, and like I'm seeing like a daily beer delivery for like 100 cases. I'm like, there's nowhere that where did it go? Like, cause I go in there, they ain't got no beer.
Right.
You know what I mean? He got like he got 4 or 5 cases you could buy. That's like enough to get through the day for regular people.
Uh-huh.
But I'm seeing like 50 cases going to Gastor. So like I asked the dude, he's like, oh yeah, go play in the back. Like because he likes me. He just yeah, go to the back. And I go back there, there's casino games, you know what I mean? He's like, yo, they got all of these like the 3 card shit.
Oh,
My dad
wow.
don't, yeah, he's like, my dad don't gamble like that. So he's everything he's describing, he's saying it through like this lens of like, I don't do AC. So he's like, they got that shit with the sevens. You know what I mean?
Right?
I was like, hell yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He's like, they got all
So,
those machines in the back, and then they
what ab
got a bunch of TVs that flip on the top, and you can watch sports. and it's mostly baseball and some like Spanish league shit. And
Okay.
then they have like the whole like the two consoles in the middle that are supposed to be food roll. And then like that's where everybody chills. And like it's just a vibe.
And, do they play any music?
That I don't know. That wasn't like I didn't kick it, but I'm assuming like
I
if you got that many couples, they gotta be a vibe.
Right, yeah, because that's what I'm like, what like, are the lights lowered in the back? You know what I mean? Like,
No,
I'm not slow dragging with somebody in fluorescent lighting.
it's
Like,
the flicker.
yeah, I'm not that's not the vibe.
Yo,
That's a vibe,
it's a vibe, yeah.
and
Real talk.
it's, cute in a movie way once when you're showing you can be swept off your feet at a moment's notice by this
Yeah.
person, but not like, "Hey, girl, dress up. We go into the spot."
Real talk.
And the spot is just, and the sound of lights. No. What are we doing?
Real talk.
Like,
I was telling Gabby, I was like, yo, like I wish we would have gone in. She said, I ain't doing that. And like and
I mean, it's
I
gonna be reopened in literally a week.
I'm 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 pretty sure it's open already today. Like I real talk, I don't think that changed anything. Cause my like that, like him and my pops is chill. So he was like, when it was a bodega, it was starting to struggle. The dude next door was doing across the street was doing better business.
Mhm.
But like the way my dad was describing, he's like, yo, like the bar doing numbers. Like
Mm.
he doing because like he has the perfect advantage. Like it's not a real bar, so you
Right.
don't got to pay for like the any of the bar related
Like,
stuff,
yes,
insurance, license,
licenses,
all of that.
yeah, people, like, paying for bartenders' license, like,
Yeah, like there's
for
just stuff
them.
that comes into that, and then
Mhm.
like in turn, he's like, I'm selling beer for bodega prices. So
Right.
like I got people in here the whole day, like just
Right.
chilling,
Right.
and they gotta buy it from me. So like that's the only caveat. I was like, you could chill out here all day, do what you want. You just gotta buy my beer. So people do it. But yo, I didn't know it was like that. Like it was different. I
Wow.
genuinely like would have wanted to have gone and like hung out just because of how wild that looked.
Yeah, no, I for sure would want to look around and see what that looks
Yeah.
like. I couldn't be there all night. I don't drink like that. And I feel like their Fanta Orange selection is gonna be lackluster. And all their Sprites are flat. You know what I mean?
Yo, the only soda I saw fresh there was Country Club. That's it. That's the Country Club, the Dominican looking joints. They come in
Oh,
like the bottles,
of course, those are the ones.
straight
Yeah.
up. Joints is heavy. They got frambuesa and
Alright.
merengue. I don't even know what merengue flavor is to this
Yeah.
day. Anybody know? Hit me up. Okay. Every other one is named after a fruit. Merengue is just named after the dance. That doesn't make sense. Like the flavor is dance, the
Well,
music
maybe.
genre.
I mean, okay, now if I came in with my own little airplane bottle of vodka, I would continue to buy the juices off of him, but
Right.
I still would want there to be, um, a more amber lighting. I want there to be softer, warmer lighting in the back.
I'm with you. I want to see the vibe, but
Yeah.
something he was doing worked.
I
And he
think
had
it's
people. They
being available. I think that's
maybe
what
that. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, I think it's just it's like the candy lady or,
Mm,
the lady who sells candy out of her house, or, if you live in a place where you couldn't buy beer or liquor on Sundays, that was the candy lady's house.
yeah.
What she was selling was cups of rum or whatever. Like, which I definitely live down the street from
Yeah.
one of those because Atlanta, they didn't make it possible to buy beer and wine on Sundays until fairly recently, like the past, I wanna say 12 years.
Mm.
But before that, nah, you ain't doing it. Nope.
That's that
So,
there.
yeah, so you had to have a candy lady on your street that's willing to sell out little shots of vodka or little cups of whiskey or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So, there's a need for it, absolutely, just like there's a need for this
Yeah.
place, because I mean, who wants to here's a place that's in your neighborhood, 1,
Yo,
so you can stumble there and stumble home.
love it.
It's your neighborhood spot. It's kind of cool, the idea of it being a bodega and
Real
it's
talk.
not, you know what I mean? Like
That's the strongest part of the brand.
that's extremely cool. It's one of them only in New York things, like I'm sure there are other stores that could have like if things happen, but in other countries, you know what I mean? Plenty of places can flip and be, but that just feels so inherently like New York City
Mhm.
that, yeah, absolutely. Uh, I could see the appeal,
No.
but I'm totally curious of just like, do they just have like a boombox in the count or a Bluetooth speaker just playing softly playing bachata?
It has to be. Real talk. This good. I didn't think of it that deeply. You right. There's got to be vibe.
Yeah, yeah,
You got
because
to
no,
have lighting and music in a
yeah,
way
because
that like is
dudes
conducive to the
honestly
date.
will congregate any place there's a television and there's liquor and a seat.
Yeah.
They don't need that much.
Yeah.
But
But
if there are couples,
yo, shot booed up. Like real talk.
I
Then
mean,
like it was so real. Like the last like 10 people were coupled up and waiting for like the owner to come out, like just to like show him love
right,
and like make sure he good.
right.
But like I was just surprised that like I saw that because initially the first like 2 or 3 times I passed by and like when I stopped going, it
Mhm.
was just dudes watching games.
Right.
I don't know when this pivot happened, but it was like sincerely like booed up the whole way out. Everyone came out coupled.
That's why I feel like it was there must have been like a couple's night. I feel like somebody's girl came in and was just like, What is this?" You know? And and then later on that, whoever's dating that woman comes back and like, "Hey, man, maybe we should do a," you know what I mean? You know what would be cool?
Yeah.
You could double the people. You get some girls and play a little music. You know what I
Yo.
mean? Just little things like that, and I bet he's like, "Actually, yeah,
Real
that
talk.
is a good idea because
I try that.
a guy wouldn't just if a guy comes up with a sports bar and it's doing fine, he ain't necessarily gonna pivot to, like,
Yeah,
something
nah.
to make the women feel comfortable, or he'll
Yo.
do it for a night. Why don't we just have, like, I guess, a ladies' night? You know what I mean? That's what we get ladies in here
Yo, you
'cause
heard about that bodega doing chocolate sundaes? It's crazy, yo.
right?
Real
Exactly.
talk.
It always starts with a some sort of theme night, and then you're like, "Well, I guess we'll do Friday nights will be the night for couples and the club kind of thing, and then Saturday nights will be like more of a sports thing."
Yo.
And you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like you have to, but someone had to talk them into that
Yeah.
because
I mean, y'all get the update from me next week, but straight up, I was like, yo, this sucks because like it was it was a thing I missed. I'm not sad about them. I'm not sad about
mhm.
anything except that I didn't get invited. Like that shit hurt.
Well, you can go in there now.
Oh
You
yeah, for
tell
sure. The word
and
is
tell
out.
Gabby to go with tell her to put on her best. Actually trick her. And then she'll be in there mad. That'll be so funny.
Oh man. I think what I'm gonna like to get Gabby to go, I gotta let her homegirls think it's a cool thing. Like I'm gonna get them first and be like, yo, y'all ain't heard it? Nah? Yo, it's crazy.
Yeah, if you couch it in a way that it's like literally one of these quote cool things that
Yeah.
the kids are doing in Bushwick or some shit. You know what?
Real
It's
talk.
cool. But I hear that they got good food. You know what I mean? Like really talk it up.
Yo,
They
that
act
low key, there's a seafood spot like that by me.
mm,
There's a seafood spot under the J train that like my whole life was a spot until they bought it.
okay.
And they made it a nice seafood spot, but
Hmm.
it's still very much under the J train. So everything else around it is still East New York J train energy.
Right.
But Friday, Saturday, they got red rope on this one block on Fulton.
Yo, there's a bar, because I am also close to the J train, and there's some bar or club that I remember seeing it kind of like, okay, we're open, we're doing business while they were building a whole building behind them. So during all that construction, they took over because there was like a Crown's chicken on the corner. And they
Yeah.
tore that down and then built this whole ridiculous glass and brick thing. And during all that construction, there was this little bar, and I'm like, I mean, it feels a little early for you to be open because this thing isn't done, but okay, whatever. And then
Real
I came
talk.
by there at night and they had out velvet ropes
Yo,
and people were lined up, and I said, I don't know shit.
real talk. I'm like,
I
I don't get the
don't,
game no more.
I don't know nothing. This is clearly the
Yo,
place to be.
yo,
It's right off the Halsey. Like, come on. It is literally across the street from the stairs from the
real
Halsey
talk.
J stop.
I think
So
that's
I'm
part
like,
of the pitch. Like, you want to be first? You won't be here so early it ain't even done. Okay?
right,
Real
right.
talk. You tell everybody what it's like or what it's gonna be like when we finish building it.
I'm just like, great. I mean, fantastic.
Yo, because
Yeah.
Gabby and I drove by it a lot of times. I was like, that shit look wild. And
Mm-hmm.
then two of her homegirls hit her up. They're like, yo, we right by your neighborhood. And she's like, what? She's like, yeah, like our friend told us about this Papa seafood restaurant. And she like, we ain't know. She's kept driving. We ended up by your house. I was like, and like we went, I was like, it's the same place. You know, this is crazy. Yo,
I love little things like that are just like, oh yeah, no. I love little neighborhood jams like that. That's fantastic.
straight up, yo. Keep evolving.
Yeah. And stay under the J train.
Yeah.
Like,
You
do
know what
that. Make the people come to you. Switch it out. You know what I mean? Have your own. Yeah. I want nothing but the best for this, like, bodega nightclub casino sports
Yeah.
bar.
Let it keep growing. We got
Yeah.
some silly stuff happening over here, yo. We got we got a restaurant, Mr. Fire Restaurant. Straight up, he does barbecue.
Okay.
Mr. Fire is and like same thing. I'm like, my boys be hearing about it in Queens. And I was like, all right. And they everything that's popping in my hood, other people from not my hood have been telling me about. Like they're like, yo, we heard great things. We showed up and like the something about like the addresses are just funny enough that they don't realize it's my block.
Right.
And they hit me up like, yo, I'm 2 blocks away from you, G. I'm at this new place. I'm like, what? That place looks abandoned all day. Those signs went up at 8 p.m., my G. I've never seen that shit look open.
They
They're like,
take
yo,
all of that down.
oh man.
But yeah, let's keep doing it. The check cashing place that turns into fucking anything.
Amen.
I
I'm here
love
for
it. I love all that.
it. Let's get into the news.
Okay.
Kicking us off. An orthopedic surgeon in Queensland, Australia, has been hit with a $10,000 fine and a stern reprimand for being physically unable to prevent himself from taking a picture of a swastika a patient had tattooed on their penis and then sharing it in a WhatsApp chat. Story begins in April of 2019. The patient needed orthopedic surgery after a pipe bomb he was making at home exploded in his hands. The swastika penis tattoo demographic tends to heavily overlap with the homemade pipe bomb demographic. Well
Honk
done.
honk. Oh, all right, Vice.
The patient with his swastika-clad penis was placed in intensive care for a week, wherein he was intubated and placed into a coma. Rather than roll his eyes and chuckle at the stupidity of the man who tattooed a hate symbol on his dick, the surgeon figured he had to snap a pic to share with his colleagues in the group. They loved the picture of the surgical patient's penises covered in swastika.
I
Okay.
mean, who among us? I want everyone to sit still, close your eyes, take a couple of deep breaths,
Amen.
and think if I'm presented with a man who has a swastika tattooed on his penis, would I truly, and he's asleep in some way, would I
Gotcha.
truly let that go or would I take a picture? Now, whether or not you're going to add it to the group chat, that's really where I'm going to judge you.
That's my line. Yeah.
Yeah, don't let anybody else know. But I mean, also maybe you should. That's certainly a violation. I know that legally and ethically, it's a violation.
Yes.
But be
I,
real with yourself, though. You trying to tell me? You
I
trying to
think
tell me you wouldn't just try to get a little boop boop, this little snap?
so yeah, this is what I thought about this a lot. If I became a doctor
Mm-hmm.
I would take no pictures of anything that you're born with or happen to you,
Okay. Right.
right? You don't have control of those things. I think that's unfair.
Mhm.
If you make a decision, and I think it's silly, I take the picture. But if I show it to someone, it's yo, look at this, and I'm holding the phone.
Mhm.
Sharing it is the line.
Right, sending it out.
Sending it out. Cause like
Mhm.
now I feel like you're really like putting that person's business out there.
Right, and anyone on that chat could save photo.
Yeah, I think you're doing too much.
Yeah.
You keep it here, like on your phone. Look at this is crazy. Don't even give them the phone. Hold the
Right.
phone. Like, yo, this is wild. Yo, this is
Yeah.
crazy. Nah, don't touch. This is crazy.
Honestly, maybe just have a burner phone that's full of nothing. Weird tattoos on. You know what? Honestly, if I heard of a doctor that had that, a burner phone full of photos of weird tattoos on people after they've been passed out, I would be weirded out. But then after I slowed down and took a couple of deep breaths, I would go, well, I mean, are there any, like, did he send any of them anywhere? Or is he just keeping them?
It's like a weird Dexter thing. He's like, I collect
Yeah,
these for
it's just
me.
really,
Okay.
yeah.
These are my
Now,
trophies.
naturally, I mean, yes, this is terrible. Probably don't do that.
Yeah,
Like,
don't do that.
don't do that. But if you have the urge to, I say don't give in to the urge, but don't feel bad about the urge.
Yeah.
We all got the urge. Say out loud, I should take a picture of this dummy's penis and then keep it moving. Don't do it. Also, if you say that out loud, try to make sure nobody else is in the room. Just do these things alone. And then maybe don't do it. Talk yourself out of it. But if you talk yourself into it, don't judge yourself for being talked into it. Just talk yourself out of it. But don't judge yourself. These are natural. I think these are natural. I'm not mad at the guy for wanting to do that because that shit is insane.
It's wild, yeah.
And I think I'd rather just snap a pic than try to commit it to memory.
Yo.
Maybe
So
that's
I could
just
draw
me.
the dick now because I
Yeah,
thought about it a
right.
lot. You know what
Yeah, like that feels far spookier.
I mean? I would be I would keep figuring out ways to bring it up in the follow-up.
When it comes to,
Yeah, you
so
might so.
we've reconstructed your hands. You know, you're gonna need like 6 weeks to let the bones set. Yada yada yada. Um, so that penis thing is kind of weird, huh?
Like, yeah, we've noticed recovery is slower when weird right angles.
Yeah. I mean, I would go. Maybe I'd start with a swastika is actually a symbol of peace, a Hindu symbol of peace. I think it's Hindu.
Yeah.
Um, that's why you did that, right?
Yeah.
just, just wanted because I mean, if so, it's weird that you also made a pipe bomb. So you could see why we kind of jumped to the other conclusion. Well, I just want to double check before I hit send on this WhatsApp. Was it
This
the
is
peace symbol or was it the other thing?
let me know.
If it's the other thing, I'm going to ruin you right now. But if it's a peace symbol, I'm going to go ahead and just delete.
It's gonna change the advice I give you too.
Right?
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Oh man. There was the Grey's Anatomy's episode of this, I think.
I would not be surprised.
Real talk. I think someone got hurt with a swastika on them,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then like
No,
the surgeon like messed it up on purpose.
yeah, no. Honestly, I feel like that's on a lot of medical shows where something happens and you're helping the person and they need all
Yeah,
this help and then they pull it back and then there's, the old swastika just to
real
let you
talk.
know, and now you got to rethink everything you've done. Because I'm sure ER probably did that once a season, maybe. Who knows? I'm sure it'll be covered in the pit when the next season of that comes on. Oh
Yo,
my
they got
goodness.
to write it straight. Just bring out that swastika for this week. Yo,
Yeah,
real
just
talk.
do that. Let's do that one more time. That old chestnut.
Good old reliable.
Good old reliable swastika. Doing all the heavy lifting for us. could try to develop a character and traits for this guy, but we also could just slap a swastika on his bicep and keep it moving.
That's it. Give him no lines. Put
No,
the swastika on.
I just give him a short haircut and a swastika. Put
Yo, that's some dude's credit, yo.
yeah.
There's dudes that they hold like TV credit. Oh, I'm swastika guy on Grey's
Right,
Anatomy.
yes, exactly.
I had no lines. They just kept showing my chest and abdomen with a big swastika. No, that's wild, dude.
That's so sad to be like, "Yeah, no, I just kinda have a white supremacist face." I keep
You get
getting cast
typecasted, yo. Oh my god.
every all my auditions are just me like, "Alright, here's what I look like with a buzz cut," you know?
No,
I
okay,
have
yeah.
my own pair of Docs with white laces. Like, I Oh, god. I think that's right. Please let me know if that's right. The white laces were for white supremacy, the white laces and the Docs back in the day. Did you know about how the laces were like a hanky code
Yo,
and you had a different color meant different things?
that's wild.
Yeah, you had to really when there were still elements of your city that were sundown towns, you really had to learn quickly, like,
Yo.
what these laces and you were in, like, circles of alternative people, but
Yeah.
alternative meant alternative to anything that was a norm, so you might accidentally just be in a car with a white supremacist. You know how you're just accidentally in the car with a Nazi? And you're like, "Oh, god damn it." But what are you gonna do? You both
That's
are
it.
going to see a dead Kennedy, so here you are.
Oh man. Yo, real talk. That Shalewa tell-all is gonna be fire. Real talk, man. We need that book.
Oh, man.
In other news, pensioners turned the
Mm,
heating up so much, police thought it was a cannabis farm. It was
what?
right. Elderly couple's house was mistakenly raided by police who thought it was a cannabis farm because it was so hot. Officers stormed the home of Barry 80 and Mavis Lovelock 78 while they were eating their breakfast on March 15th. The raid was triggered by a thermal helicopter camera,
You know
which
what?
thought their gas fire heated property was a drug den. 9 officers charged upstairs searching for for cannabis plants and the strong lamps which are used to grow them. Mortified cops then had to admit their tip-off had been not fully accurate. The cause of the mistaken raid was the couple's 2 gas fires, which they kept 24/7 during the colder months.
Let me tell you something. There but for the grace of God go I. I swear, I mean, I am a space heater hoe. I have
Yeah.
one at all in almost every room of this house has a space heater in it. Um, and I will if
Yo.
I'm in the room, that bitch is on. I am and my sister is the same way. So if we ever live together, my sister and I, they absolutely are gonna think we're a grow house because that shit is gonna be burning up. I never even considered that. I didn't even know this was possible, but yeah, nah. And now I'm like, yes, no, this is my future. Her cop's like, ma'am, just could you crack a window, please? We keep
Real
thinking
talk.
that you have oh my god, that's so funny.
Yo, just turn them down when you leave the room. That's it.
Yeah, but still, things are drafty. They're old people in old houses. I know I'm gonna end up in an old house because I just know. And yeah, that's so funny.
Yo, she said they lived there since 78. She said they told us the camera on the helicopter had noticed our roof glowing white, but that was just because we have the heating on all the time. People our age feel cold, so we need the
That's what I'm
heating
saying. I ain't doing nothing but getting older and colder. That's all I'm saying.
on. Oh man, they had celebrated their golden wedding anniversary last year. Were even shown a warrant with their house number on it, which Mavis said the arrest warrant was from February. The couple had been asked to get quotes on how much it would cost to replace the couple's front door and back gate, so that they could keep the heat in. Oh man, yo, real talk, man. Old people live forever.
Man.
That's good. That's a good story for them. Yeah, I mean they're gonna be the talk of the town this week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm reading it sounds like they were really traumatized by these cops kicking in their door and thinking that they had shit. Um, yeah, but I don't know. Maybe case the joint first. Don't
Yeah.
just do the helicopter thing. Maybe drive by, sniff the air. Sniff the air.
Yo. Oh, I will say though, to this couple,
Mhm.
this would be the perfect time to start a grow house.
Now that they've
Yo,
said
just put it out there. You got it covered now. Real talk. You got a whole story built in. They
That's
even
true.
saw it.
No, we're just hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you get the same cops that don't know to sniff the air, yeah, you might be all right.
I'm saying they looking up from helicopters. You know what I mean? You good. This is the time. Pivot. Start a new adventure.
It's all about pivoting.
I'm telling you, you 80, 78, what have you not done together? Start a business. This is your time.
Oh, no.
Real talk.
I'm sure they started. I'm sure. Who wants that stress, though?
Yo, it could be a love project, a passion project. Don't
Okay.
view it as a business. View it as like you trying to grow the strongest strand. You know what I mean? It's just a pursuit, you know?
Come on. They already made it to their golden anniversary, which I can't even remember what that is. Is that 50?
I think so. It's gotta be up. It's at least 25.
Anniversary is how many years? Let's see. Boop.
Golden anniversary, right?
50 years of marriage.
Good stuff.
Yeah. No, yeah. Who knows? Who wants to get into selling pot at 70 outside of Cheech and Chong? If Cheech and Chong want to do it, sure, but I'm not going to figure out how to grow stuff.
Yo, they could do it. I believe in them.
Mm, I
Finally.
I say just keep that heat on. Keep them guessing.
Finally, we got a helicopter crash in South Africa is blamed on an unsecured penguin.
What?
That's right. South African Civil Aviation Authority said a low altitude helicopter crash that didn't result in any injuries was caused by an unusual passenger, famous for its lack of flight experience, a penguin. The pilot said 3 human passengers landed on Bird Island off of Eastern Cape, and a passenger described as a specialist placed the penguin from the island in a cardboard box and brought it aboard the aircraft.
That is not a specialist. Yo, first off, y'all went to Bird Island. This sounds shadier than we just like to keep it hot. This is not. Y'all
Real
went to
talk,
Bird
yo.
Island. You plucked the penguin, put him in a box, and said, "All right, I'm good."
Y'all made up this whole story after the crash. None of
Yeah.
this is official.
Okay. Well, let's say we went somewhere. Where? Bird Island. That's
The pilot conducted a risk assessment of the flight. However, he omitted to include the carriage of the penguin on board, said the report. The passenger riding in the front seat of the helicopter held the box containing the penguin on his lap, securing it with his hands. But he lost grip just after takeoff, and the box slid into the pilot's cyclic pitch control lever. The lever was pushed to the far right position, causing the helicopter to roll to the right and strike the ground with its rotors. Yo,
look. Why are you in the front seat with a box with a penguin in it?
yeah,
That's backseat behavior. Don't nobody know how to ride nowhere. What are we
real talk.
doing? Make one of the people in the back hold the ping.
Real talk. If
Also,
you would like,
do you think they don't get squirmy? What do you think penguins do? I don't.
if you would like all of your penguin specialists to be trained by Shalewa Sharpe,
I mean, at the very least,
real talk. We'll cover the first thing. Sit in the back.
sit in the back. If you got a penguin in a box, sit in the back. That's
Sit in the
just
back.
101. That's
Real talk.
101 penguin.
That one's free. We'll give you that one. That one's on us. We just want general safety before we get started.
Right? That's just a taste. That's just a little taste.
All you gotta do is like, subscribe to the show, baby. If you're an Apple or Spotify listener, we appreciate your ratings. 4 stars. You don't think this is a real problem. It shouldn't be. It
No,
really shouldn't be.
yeah, you're right. It's not a real problem, but someone had a problem.
Had a problem. Yo, 5 stars. You amazed because the person that had a problem is a specialist. You know what I mean? Makes you consider like how easy it is to be a penguin specialist.
It's I mean, I guess pretty easy if you manage to win over the trust of a penguin that he got in a box with you. Did the penguin want to be there? You know, maybe that's why.
Penguin wanted to fly the helicopter.
Yeah, I feel like the penguin was probably like, nah, let me just go on and hit this thing right quick.
Yo, the penguin probably just wanted to use the bathroom.
The penguin
like,
wanted to stay on Bird Island. I don't. think you found the one penguin that's like, actually, I have dreams of living in France and being a writer. That's not. How'd you find the one penguin wearing a beret carrying a notebook? And you're like, this one's ready.
Real talk, I got a screenplay. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
this one's ready to leave Bird Island.
If you have any articles you want us to cover, please DM us directly on Twitter and Instagram at Silky Jumbo or at Gastor Almonte. With all that said, I am the future Bird Island visitor, Gastor Almonte. Okay, with the head of all flights to Bird Island.
Nah, I'm gonna be living on Bird Island with the bird.
Amen. Shalewa Sharpe. Oh man, this has been a Stay on the Ground episode of the War Report. Catch y'all next time. Peace.